Let's piss some people off.
Hi, and welcome to Iron Spice, the podcast. We're on episode 15. Thank you for clicking on that play button. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button and please do hit that bell button so you do not miss any one of my episodes. On this 15th episode, I would like to talk about what it's like to redefine what strength really means and how are we, since we grow up, and how are we groomed and how are we conditioned to see that being strong or being, strength means actually just suffering. It means that you're silenced. It means that you're not supposed to complain or say anything about what you feel. It means endurance. That showing pain is supposed to make us feel weak or seem as weak. But that is not strength. Honestly, if you are dealing with strength and defining strength as in all of those things, you're really just surviving. In case you didn't know, that is not called being strong. Actually, survival isn't the same thing as living. So let's unpack this. Let's see how things have changed and how we are supposed to be looking at life now, how we should be breaking all of this past generational ways of thinking that you should endure and you should be stay quiet and deal with whatever life throws at you without saying anything because you're supposed to be strong. And this comes from cultural and also childhood condition that since you were little, in families, schools, and religion equated strength with swallowing feelings. Like you were not allowed to talk about your feelings because if you talked about your feelings, you were seen as you were weak or that you were soft. Example, if you cried, that was weakness. Speaking up means that you're disrespecting your elders because we were told when we were kids that we were supposed to stay quiet, that we shouldn't talk, we should not respond. That's a disrespect. Also, strong women, they say that strong women don't endure, don't complain, don't complain that they endure. And that's not strength, that's suppression, and it eats us alive. Oh, also there's the false image of strength. What people think that is truly strength, that is not. Society glorifies often the strong silent type. Example, people who never break down to get praise. Like, I'm gonna hold on to this, I'm gonna keep on doing this. It doesn't matter how hard it is, just to get that, oh my god, that person is so strong, just to get that praise of that they're doing that. They're doing that sacrifice just to get that glorification from people. And also they carry the heaviest invisible battles. So those are the things that society constantly misconstrue as being strong when it's not. Pretending to be okay doesn't make you strong, it makes you invisible. And invisible people often suffer the most. So you are creating this whole problem for yourself where you are doing all this work, putting on everything that you think you could load on your back just for the sake of people saying, oh my god, look at that person, how strong it is. She's having everything. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. Asking for help makes you human. We're human, we're supposed to ask for help if we need so that whole thing of like you never needing anyone in your life, that is so not true. And you should feel comfortable asking other people for help, or don't think that is an ego thing for you. And that's where the false image of strength falls into. Then we go off to redefining what really strength is. And real strength, it's honesty, it's the ability to be vulnerable and setting boundaries. Just because you're a good person, that doesn't mean that you should be pushed to your limits to do everything that people ask of you, because that's totally unfair. You are allowed to be honest about how you feel, to be vulnerable, to voice that out and say, I don't feel comfortable with people thinking that I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z just because. And you're supposed to put boundaries. I will no longer do these things from now on. It doesn't matter what happens here or there. And you put your boundaries. That's another issue that people usually have, is not understanding other people's boundaries and the definition of what boundaries really mean. When you set up a boundary, that means that that's what you're dealing, that's your non-negotiables. I'm willing to deal with this, with all of this and that, and whatever I'm not dealing with, it's just a matter of you respecting that person. You don't have to be okay. You don't have to agree with anybody's boundaries, but you must respect them the same way that you want to be respected. And when it comes to honesty and being vulnerable and boundaries, it's like whenever you feel hurt, do feel as you can talk about and you can tell anybody, hey, I just wanted to talk to you about something. You hurt me, the way you said this, the way you said that, for you to be able to voice out whatever is hurting you. Also, learning when and how to walk away from what destroys you. Sometimes we're in the middle of a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of friends, or either family, and we do not know if we're supposed to or not stay or leave, because we are conditioned since we're little that family's family no matter what. But also toxic is toxic. If there's someone in your family that is extremely toxic and it just feeds off of drama and having people fighting with each other, or seeing people just arguing or yelling to each other, you need to get out of the life. You get that person out of your life. It doesn't matter if it's family, if it's toxic, it's still toxic. And when you choose peace over proving a point to other people, just leave it at that. You don't have to show anybody that you're capable of doing whatever or not. Just let go and choose peace. At the end of the day, asking for help instead of carrying it all, and you think that's being weak. You need help. You need to sleep. You need to rest. You need to eat. You need time for yourself. Not every single of your energy, every single day of your in your life, and all of your energy has to go towards that all the time, to whatever your burden is. You need to allow yourself to have that time for yourself and not feel guilty for taking that time for yourself. At the end of the day, this isn't weakness, it's courage, because you're standing up for yourself and telling people, not right now, later on, I need to rest, I can't these days, I'm booked. You need to put your foot down and don't feel sorry for putting yourself first, because at the end of the day, who's going to take care of yourself if you do not set up that bar on the standards of how people should treat you and how should people literally be, loving you. You set the standard for how people should love you and how people should treat you as well. Now I'm gonna ask you guys, looking back in your life and looking from the inside out and from all the perspectives in your life, if you were, and these are a couple of questions that I have for you, so you could ask yourself, if you have seen this at the end. It's a very short episode, this one, and I want to say, what definition of strength were you taught growing up? What they teach you, what they taught me was to be silent, to be a good girl, to not speak up, to not talk back to my elders, to always be quiet. So I was very suppressed kid, teenager, and young adult as well. And are you still carrying it? I still remember everything how I was raised. I remembered how my parents taught me how to behave. Did I teach that to my kids? Don't know. I do the total opposite. My kids, I Raise them to be themselves no matter what. And like I've always said, they come to this life with some little wings, and I've never cut my kids' wings as to whatever they feel like doing or want to be in this life. Also, it says, today rewrite your definition. Let it free you instead of chain you. So that's what we're here for. We're here to recreate, to redo, to rewrite our definition, and to redefine what strength truly is. Strength is not being quiet, it's not being silent, it's just you keep on swallowing everything for yourself and just not talking to anybody just because you feel like you're a burden. No, reach out. There's people out there that they really care about you. I have a lot of people that I care about, that I constantly call and that I keep in touch with, and they know how much they mean to me. This is very important, to always be calling the people that we love and checking up on them. Redefine what strength really means and see what things you can do to get out of that slavery that you feel like as you owe people your life. You do not. Don't feel guilty for the decisions that you made to better your living situations, or to better your mental health, or to better you for whatever reason. If you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for liking. Share it with somebody. Please redefine your definition of strength. Look deep inside of you. You're the only one who knows. Write it down. Write it in a journal. Talk it out loud with your friends or your spouse. Make it a habit to question yourself and redefine things that you were ingrained and groomed to be or conditioned to be like. And now you're an adult and you wish to do better and to be the best version of yourself. So thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Until the next one, bye.
And remember, we're unfiltered, unapologetic, and unstoppable. That's that.